That makes sense.
Okay, looks like we are live. Welcome everybody back to
Better late than never.
Yeah, 15 minutes late. Welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live from the Snake Pit here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, joined by my co-host in person.
Sorry, I'm on vacation and I'm drinking beers on college game day. That's awesome. This is weird. Coach Drake 4 live in the Rattlesnake Snake Pit.
I guess it's not the Snake Pit.
Is it not the Snake Pit?
I mean,
We're
I guess the
the
room you're staying in is the Snake Pit.
Here in our condo, we had to make adjustments, and we're getting a little rowdy. We're getting a little ready for vacation, and it's also Xfinity race day. That's going to be exciting. But we got Darlington, Daytona's in the past, and I can't wait to talk a little bit about that. But let's get this thing going.
Let's do it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in.
Rock, flag, and eagle. Yeah, we have no idea what we're going to talk about. Let's see. Nick is in the building.
Oh, thank God. So we got Nick.
Damn it, Dakota. Hey, Nick, you're going to have to tell us how we sound.
Can you hear us, Nick?
Yeah, because we have no idea if this is working, how any of this is going to work. So someone let us know how we sound. Look, I'm rocking an old Chairgatin mug, by the way.
Oh, gee.
Look, Chairgatin, a college sports podcast.
That actually...
It still is a little bit.
I did just for the day it is.
Yeah, I did just do a college football.
Nick said he could hear us.
He said, y'all sound fine.
There's no way I'm glitching.
Dakota's glitching.
Jesus
Even
Christ.
in person. Yeah, we're stoked for Darlington. He's down here. We're having a good time out in the Myrtle Beach area. We just went to the beach, played golf. Kind of an annual tradition for us at this point.
Yeah. Got golf out of the way.
Nice.
It was very embarrassing.
Sick, dude. I like that video. It was. We didn't shoot well. What'd you shoot? Like a 101?
Shut. Don't say that.
101.
People can hear you.
Yeah.
The putts were not forgiving.
Yeah, they were not.
Oh yeah.
You
got to represent. I'm sorry for all my Vols friends out there. Sorry for all my Vols fans out there.
I was trying to rock the Darlington hat.
But anyways, college game day. Excited for some football. Excited for some Xfinity racing. I don't know. I'm excited for the Cup race. And I know we're just jumping right into Darlington. I'm excited for the Cup race. But the Darlington Xfinity race is always a banger. Like, Xfinity racing every weekend always is. But I cannot fucking wait to watch that race later. We're going to be at the poolside, having little things going on. I was trying to get them to represent his school since no one even remembers what their name is. But
just like one of the biggest cities in the country. Yeah, I was trying to rock all Darlington since he's here. It's going to be a crazy weekend. But I'll rock some Cougs now. Let's go Cougs, baby. College game day. We're about to whoop that UTSA ass just like we did last year, just like we always do. Should be a good day.
Is it too early to be drinking? No, not on college game day.
Is it too late to be drinking coffee? Maybe.
Yes, maybe.
Internet gonna lag whenever Dakota does. Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, if the internet's bad, it ain't on me. Got Kyle Busch and Larson Xfinity race too. Yeah, and Hamlin. Throwing in Denny Hamlin Xfinity race. Sounds like we're just jumping to everything Darlington. But dude, Daytona season finale. Well, I know we're late to the party, guys. We're sorry, we're busy grown men.
No, man. Okay,
but
first of all, we should address that. We were gonna do an episode earlier in the week.
Travel implications.
Because we were like, okay, that was a great race. We got to talk to Daytona, and not to mention the playoffs about to start. So we were going to do a great episode, and then a hurricane decided to come in.
Yeah, also there was a hurricane.
We were going to do it. I was like, hey, I might lose power because I lose power every time there's a hurricane here. But we were going to try to do it. Dakota got called into work. He's a hero. I think everybody should appreciate him being a hero. And so we didn't do it, and then we were going to do it last night, and we kind of got drunk and didn't do that. So here we are. We're squeezing it in when we have a chance.
Sorry about the delay, but better late than never. Season finale at Daytona. The race has been a great transition from July. It's also been awesome. But dude, we finally got our playoffs. We finally got our, they finally let Bubba in. We got our 16. Chris fucking Buescher wins the race.
They let him in, but they're forcing him to sit in the back.
Hey, I didn't
That's
say that.
NASCAR. That's not. I'm not saying that I support this, but that's NASCAR's decision. If it was me, Bubba would be up front. I would put him up front where he belongs. I think Bubba should be leading, starting out the playoffs. I think he's earned that.
Oh, yeah, I do not agree. But the playoffs are here. Freaking Daytona was awesome. RFK is back. 3 of the last 5 wins. Chris Buescher's established threat. Ryan Preece is a bad motherfucker, apparently.
Only one race outside the top 10, which was P11. So, I mean, the dude literally,
put some respect on his name.
If we're going to talk about who's on a hot streak, holy shit. Like, this dude is the definition of a hot streak.
And then we were talking all summer about where the hell is Ford at. And they have showed the fuck up. And, hey, maybe one team, but it's a Ford, and they're getting it done.
It's one guy.
And it's perfect time to heat up, too, going in the playoffs. And people are already like, oh, he's not going to make it. And it's like, why are you still disrespecting this
That
man?
I don't understand. Yeah, look, if you're like, oh, he's not going to be in the Final Four, yeah, I probably agree with you. I don't know if he will, because I don't know if the hot streak can last that long. But to say that, like, he doesn't have a chance in the first round, the guy that's won 3 of the last 5 races, that seems like the most disrespectful shit.
Yeah, he's establishing some crazy playoff points. He's seeded 4th. I already think he's a first-round bye. Like, he's good to go. Now, the first round is always about discombobulating.
Let's go. We're watching College Game Day right now, by the way, as we're doing
and
this.
Really good at discombobulating and fucking everything up. But
first pick, Cougs.
The first round the first round's always just about survival. And if you're already in the back, it's kind of hard to dig out of that hole. You kind of just hope somebody else implodes and you stay afloat. But before we get into playoffs, can we just talk about how badass Ryan Preece is?
First of all, Darius Rucker just picked Cougs. Let's go.
Darius Rucker is
it's
on
a
College
lock.
Game Day.
It's a lock. Darius Rucker picked the Houston Cougars. It's a lock.
Got to root for something. But dude, Ryan Preece, we just saw the pictures of his established fucking mugshot.
He got his ass kicked.
And what a bad dude. I really would love to see him have some more speed just to like rebound. Man, that is a rough look. Looking in the devil's eyes.
That's not what I expected to see from that.
I expected like, oh yeah, I didn't feel good much.
Yeah, right.
No, he looks like he went 10 rounds.
Yeah, not like black eyes like that. And you said it was something happened in his face, right?
Busted blood vessels.
Yeah, which I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that does make sense.
Burst in his flip.
It does make sense when you tell me, but yeah,
this is the eyes of a man.
God, dude,
who has been through hell.
Oh. If they want to make a new Hellraiser movie, that he could be playing.
God. Poor Preece.
Yeah.
He's never going to. Hey, if you can't be in the news articles, you got to figure out a way. Oh, fake ass. Oh, my God. Jesus.
Why do we let Nick in here?
But, dude, fucking shout out Ryan Preece for coming back and being a bad dude. That's awesome. More respect. If you can't win races, you might as well be in the news somehow. But, dude, our top 16, let's just start off.
First of all, before we do that, I just want to mention one time, Nick, if my shirt's fucking shrunken, just an inch.
Speaking of shirts,
we're not going to be friends ever.
Don't you have a shirt to give me?
Wait, do I?
Yeah. We've talked about it like 3 times before every time we met up.
I don't know.
Look, Norris Wilkesboro.
Oh, that's right. I had the Kevin Harvick shirt. Let me go find it.
Yeah, on air.
Okay, you keep
But dude, jumping straight into our playoffs, starting from the very back, Bubba Wallace in 16th, Kevin Harvick starting 15th, Ricky Stenhouse 14th, Michael McDowell 13th. That's your bottom 4 out right now. It is very unpleasant to see the back of the bus, but we're in on the bus nonetheless. Ryan Blaney seated 12th. Joey Logano right above him in 11th. Penske woes. We got a lot to talk about Penske. 10th, Tyler Reddick quietly just in the playoffs. Who knew? Brad Kay seated 9th. Very huge sleeper right there. 8th, Ross Chastain. Where has he been? Christopher Bell, the Pied Piper. Watch the fuck out. Kyle Larson 6. Huge title. Once we start getting into heavy hitters right here. Kyle Larson 6th. Kyle Busch 5th. Put some respect on that man. Chris Buescher, David versus Goliath.
Look at this.
Denny Hamlin 3rd. Oh, dude, on air.
Open it up. Let's see this. I haven't even opened it up yet, dude. That's how you do it, Nick.
Yeah,
that's how
Nick,
you
take some lessons.
Give a shirt to someone.
immediately
As
tag
I
off.
do that tag
It's like a
falls
different
off right
material.
away.
It feels like. Look at that, boy.
Look at that.
What a present. What a dude. Great friend. That is a great shirt. Might have to wear it on another episode, dude.
I know. I do like that shirt though. I'm not
Looks
a
sick as
Harvick
fuck.
fan at all. I like how it looks old school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like the old school paint scheme,
Yeah.
but I like how they did the shirt old school too.
Fuck yeah.
And it has a race on there. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not gonna get this anywhere else.
I haven't seen the shirt since I bought it. Hell.
And then we're jumping into Denny Hamlin, the pimp, with some work on his sleeve. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, the GOAT, and second, Willie B. It's everybody is not respecting William Byron here. Your points leader. I mean, him and Truex are tied, but I think it's like, hey, it's Willie B or Truex's year, but
Yeah.
I don't. Everybody's like, oh, well, Truex. Been so fast. Can they go 10 weeks? But William Byron has been that man when no one else can be, it seems. If he won it, I feel like people would totally be like, well,
of course.
and it's like, I think if William Byron could totally win the championship, and I think it would be deserving. But let's jump back to the bottom.
I mean, people aren't picking him though, just because I think he's like
the
he's
kid.
young. Yeah, he's inexperienced, and I think it's not people necessarily trying to be disrespectful. But if you had to pick right now to win a championship, and we'll do picks later, but if you had to pick right now, William Byron and Martin Truex Jr., who
I'm
you
choosing
with?
Truex.
Exactly.
The man. Mac Daddy. I said we were going to just jump. I've kind of just listed off the top 16, and we're going to go back and kind of just give each team, like we're going to go through each team and go through like yay or nay or why they could be and why they couldn't be.
Okay.
And
all right, let's do it.
We're going to jump right back to the back of the bus. And we're going to go with Bubba Wallace in the 23. Seated 16th. Lucky to be here. Kind of got in. Not even going to say technicalities, but just happy to be here. Everybody's happy Bubba made it. Yay, you finally did something.
Yay, you made it without winning again.
Do you think he transfers out of this round, or you think he's just good to be here?
No, he's gone.
We're going to Darlington, Kansas, Bristol. I think I could see he qualified second here in the spring.
If I got to hear one more time about he could win here, I'm going to blow my brains out. Like, because I've heard that every week about
Well,
Bubba.
here's the thing.
He could win here.
He won Kansas last year. Defending race winner going to Kansas next week.
I mean, yes, look.
I see a path where he could, but that team is...
But you're giving me this list of names. I got to say Bubba is the weakest link of that list.
That team is so good at fucking up at high-pressure moments. So, like, I believe Bubba could do it if they have some good days. But I also totally see them speeding on pit road, fucking a wheel up.
And I totally see every other name on there being able to pull it off as well. That's the problem.
Yes.
Do I think Bubba can win or have a good finish at one of these 4 tracks? Yeah, obviously. But, like, so can everybody else on that list. And if I'm looking at that, I just got to say, yeah, Bubba's the weakest link. So I got to go with my gut.
Yeah, I don't – they're going to have some good days to get out of this.
Yeah. Really good days, like a couple.
Yeah.
Like every week.
I mean, they're 8 points back. So they're already in a hole. I don't see it happening. However, if they do, okay.
Yeah. Like you said, he won at Kansas last year. I mean, I don't think anybody's
going to have to bring the heat.
No one's going to be like, where did this come from?
If he shows up running 15th, I don't think it's going to cut it.
No, yeah.
But then they're so good at starting races fast.
I was just going to say he's going to be running top 5 probably at some point.
But will he finish there?
Yeah. And he won't. He won't. Either he will fuck up or his team will fuck up.
I think he's going to have to rely heavy on trying to get some stage points.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But hell, we're gonna jump right into the man himself, Kevin Harvick.
Oh no!
I'd have to
give you the gift.
I don't know where to go
from
here. I think, oh hey, we made it. Cool. We've got that bias. We're going to what I'm really falling back on is we're going to Darlington. We're going to Kansas.
Yep.
We're going to Bristol. Couldn't be a better first round for Kevin Harvick as long as the car doesn't catch on fire.
And just as a race fan, you just name dropping those 3 though. I'm like, yes.
What a first round.
I love all those races.
These racetracks are
so
really
pumped.
Sweet. Me and Nathan were talking earlier. I said, there's like, man, it sucks these races are cramped together. I said, but hell, what a lineup of a season. Like banger races.
Yes, dude. Here, Nick said he thinks that this round is more about who has shit luck finishes versus who does good. I mean, that's a fair point. Somebody could get lucky or unlucky, for instance, which I think is probably what's going to happen.
Kevin Harvick, the king of scrapping a good day out of nothing here lately, seems to be the memo. Back against the wall. He's good at these situations. He's good at climbing out. I think if he can just plug some solid top 10s, see where the cards fall. I think I could see him getting out, but with the speed SHR has not had lately, if they don't make it out, I'm just happy he made the playoffs, I guess. That's all I really have.
Yeah, earlier this week I did a podcast, or for anybody that did or did not see that, I did a podcast earlier for Belly Up Sports, and we talked about exactly this. And I had your back on that show. I said Harvick is experienced. He's the vet among those people. Like, if for the first round, I got to go with some experience, and I had Harvick moving to the next round, just to the next round. But man, the more I think about it, I'm just like, his name is too easy for me to say he's not gonna make it. I know he's experienced, but he just hasn't impressed me at all this season.
Between
and
these
when he
four
does,
teams, especially,
and when he does, SHR is fucking him. Like the
Yeah.
races that he
it's
does
a
look
goddamn
good.
shame.
Yeah, and so when I'm looking at those guys right there, I mean, he's a bottom 4 right this season. Not like as a career. This season, he looks like a bottom 4 of that group.
Yeah, it's tough to see. It's tough to see, but Godspeed. We'll see what happens.
Again, like you said, though, it's his tracks. Like, he
if
likely
his back's
could
against
win.
the wall and he's got to scrap to get out of this bottom 4, I couldn't name 3 better tracks for him to go get it done.
If he wins and moves on, just like Bubba, I won't be surprised. I'll just be like, okay, yeah, they won. I thought they wouldn't win, and they did, but I'm not really surprised.
Jumping to 14th, the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse, Mr. Irrelevant. He won the Daytona 500. However, he would have made it on points, they say.
Okay.
Has been very consistent, probably having one of his best seasons. I know he won some races every years, but like his most consistent
best season for a while.
They have speed. I think they fought tooth and nail to stay here and be up there. I could see him, if guys have some bad luck, he's there running 12th to capitalize and get a few positions.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Maybe scrap out of top 10. I do not see him running top 5 or top 10 getting these points. But if some guys have bad luck, I can see him being there to get a top 10 and maybe survive this round.
Mm-hmm.
I also see him running 21st and not getting any points and just automatically being eliminated after Kansas. I don't see him winning a race. I don't see him doing this. However, Ricky's good at sometimes being at Bristol. Oh my gosh. Ricky's sometimes being good at Bristol and scrapping out a top 5, having a good run.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think Ricky gets the respect he deserves, but that's kind of how his whole career has always been.
First of all, to address Nick's comment, technically, I would say AD was the new Ricky at one point. Ricky's been around, baby. If I had to pick, if you were like, who's the most confident that isn't making the next round, it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And I like Ricky Stenhouse Jr., so it's nothing against him. But just looking at these guys throughout the seasons that they've had, Ricky has seemed to just be Bubba's the most unimpressive. But Ricky's right there with those names. He has been consistent, and
Daytona 500 champion.
Right. Don't get me wrong. But he's good at that track. And, he has had a better season this year than he has prior, but that doesn't mean I think he's a top 12 driver this year at NASCAR.
Yeah. I think Ricky just, hey, man, congrats on making it. You're going to finish top 16 in points. Yeah. Well, I mean, he could move up and finish 9th in points or something. Who knows? 34 car, C13, Michael fucking McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
I think, dude, this is Cinderella at the ball, and they are fucking hitting above the weight class, and they're getting it damn knocked out. I am so impressed with this team this year. The best season he's had by far. I know he won Daytona 500 a couple years ago. They were automatically in, but they have this summer stepped their game up fast as hell every week. Even at track road course, super speedway, at tracks like he's not even supposed to run good at. He's running top 15. He's getting up there in 11th. He's scrappy. Like 8th at Pocono or some shit. Like he's getting some good finishes out of it. If he doesn't make it, I'll be kind of bummed.
Yes.
Personally.
Yeah.
But if he is also like, well, hey, y'all gave it a good try. But if they do make it, I could totally see in him scrapping and getting some good finishes. Maybe some crazy strategy, gets a stage point here and there, or gets some stage points. I totally see Michael McDowell scrapping and getting it out of this bottom round. If he does, if he doesn't, who knows?
He's my most confident to move out of this round.
I think they have the most speed of those cars.
Exactly. Their team, I'm actually surprised at how low he was.
Most consistent speed.
I thought he would be higher. Like in the back of my head, I was like, oh no, he's like probably closer to like 10th or something. Because they have looked really good this year. The whole team, not just him, the whole team's looked good. I'm least confident in Ricky to move to the next round. I'm most confident in McDowell to move to the next round. And I know that's like, whoa, yeah, he's, one behind the cutoff, but still, he has looked better, and I could see him just pointing his way in just because he's been consistent.
Yeah. Or I mean, hell, who knows? We go to Bristol, we have some big pile up, takes 10 cars out. Mike McDowell finishes 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how this is going to shake out? But we're going to jump above the cut line. Another Mr. Irrelevant, seated 12th with the 12 car, Ryan Blaney. I don't know what the fuck is going on over at Penske, but it seems like the speed is lack thereof. Hey, faster than Stuart Haas, go figure. But I just
Similar.
Ryan Blaney's, well, I mean, he's had speed. He was leading at Daytona
Yeah.
Super Speedway, but is like he's had some speed and then they just fall off and finish 19th, and you're like, oh yeah, what happened to him? I don't know. The whole team seems to just kind of not be there. I could see them getting by this round. Maybe Blaney's kind of stepped it up at Darlington. He's good at Bristol. I don't know about Kansas. This team also is really good at having some good momentum and just wrecking off a 2 into the inside wall, all driver announced. I don't know. Ryan Blaney's one I could see having 1 or 2 bad races and falling above this line and seeing some of those guys capitalize on his mistakes.
I agree. I actually like what Nick just said. For me, it's a first 4 out kind of situation for him. He has been irrelevant. Like I said, I thought Michael McDowell had been running better than him all season. Yeah. That's what it looks like when you watch the races without looking at stats. If you ask anybody that's been watching every single week, they'll probably be like, no, Michael McDowell's been running better than Ryan Blaney consistently. So, yeah, I know the OU game just started. Granted, it's Arkansas State. Who fucking cares? But, yeah, Blaney, I think he's out, dude. I don't see it.
I could see it.
It kind of reminds me, obviously they're faster than SHR, but it kind of reminds me of SHR in the sense that, like, I still have faith in Logano because he's so freaking talented and he's got the dog in him. But the rest of the team's trash this year. Same with Harvick and SHR. It's like SHR should have no hope because their equipment's trash.
You're having to fall back on your driver's talent.
Yes, 100%.
Because you cannot give him the car equipment.
And Blaney's not that guy.
No.
Not that guy.
Blaney needs a fast car.
Yes, he does.
Or nothing's going to happen.
Chase Elliott.
We won't be speaking of that because he's not in this conversation.
Like
I guess
Voldemort.
we can get there in a minute.
Let's just stop talking about him altogether for the rest of the season.
That which we do not name. Speaking of Joey Logano, seated 11th, 11 plus 11, 22. I don't know.
Ooh.
The 22 car of Joey Logano, your defending champion. Joey Logano, and like we were talking about Penske's not had speed. They've kind of been not even on TV lately, it seems. Just kind of been back there randomly finishing 20th or 11th and shit. And like, what the hell? Joey's that guy, though, when he has a 15th place car and you give him a caution with Rico, they have a crazy pit stop. He makes a crazy restart and he's finishing 4th.
Yes.
Or how the hell did he get second? He's been in 10th all day.
Yeah, he's battling for the lead.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Joey Logano is sneaky.
Yeah.
He knows how to get it done. He's got that dog in him. And I totally could see him making it all the way to round 8, if not sneaking in for a final 4. Don't ever sleep on the 22 car. It's kind of how I always feel.
Yeah, don't sleep on
Joey. And, they could have an off year. I don't know, but they could also sneak up. It seems like we're all the way through the regular season, and we're still like, are they going to do something?
Right.
Like, I know they're just kind of out of the radar, but it's like, never sleep on Joey.
And Penske kind of does that. They lock in their wins to lock in them into the playoffs, and then they kind of like get quiet for a while. So it's not that surprising that this is happening to Penske drivers. That being said, they're definitely not what they were last year. I know that. I can tell that from watching the races every single week. They're not the same team. Joey Logano was my pick to win the championship last year before the playoffs started, which we'll do a pick again on this episode. He was my pick because I said the same thing. The dude's got the dog in him. He will come alive when the playoffs start. The team's going to turn it around. I'm not willing to go that far with him this year just because SHR is not Penske is not what they were last year. That being said, I got him in the round 8. I mean, I just can't take Joey Logano out that early.
We should have had a pen and pencil. We write these down so we don't have 12 people on the round 8 at the end of this.
No, I'm keeping it pretty consistent because I got I had Blaney getting cut, Logano staying in. I guess let's continue because you're about to find out. And I got some more
jumping up the rails. We're going to 10th. Super quiet 45 team of Tyler Reddick. This team is like a fucking wild card because they are either fast as shit, getting the pole, getting some stage points, or they are like 31st and having pit road problems and just not even existing. I know that hell, these are some good tracks for Tyler Reddick too.
Right.
Darlington, Kansas. I guess we'll throw him in as being good at Bristol.
Maybe, yeah.
But Kansas and Darlington,
Definitely
I see are Reddick's wheelhouse. Totally could see him doing good this weekend. I totally could see him winning Kansas. If not, I totally see them getting some stage points and wrecking or some shit, or getting a penalty and finishing 2 laps down. But we all know the Southern 500 is going to be a doozy. It's a fucking 5 rounds knockouts. Like, it's going to be a bloodbath. But the 45 team, I could see them fucking up and one of these guys capitalizing. I could also see them getting a win and automatically transferring. I really don't know where to put him, but I guess I'll say he makes the round of 12.
I actually don't think he gets a win. I think he does just enough to stay in. Just enough, though. He's like, on this next round, he's going to be bottom. I mean, he'll be very low, but I think he does just enough because it is Reddick. He is talented, and their team does have speed when they're not fucking up. And like you said, these tracks he's good at. So even if he doesn't win, I actually think he'll probably get just enough. He'll do just enough for the stage finishes and stuff like that, and he's going to move on as well.
All right, jumping up to 9th, the president, Mr. Brad K, dude. I'm loving me some Brad K, and I'm loving some RFK. Shout out JKL. Brad, dude, it's weird to say career season after everything he's done in his life.
You think this is a career season for him?
I'm back. I'm putting this thing.
Okay.
I
was going to shut that
putting everything Brad K's done.
Yeah.
But then jumping off to start his own ship and what the last 2 years have been. Is finally like, hey, whoa, Brad, what are you doing? So and now I feel like he's finally like, hey, all my hard work is actually paying off. All you doubters, go to hell. Is Brad K's hard work and crazy life choices are finally starting to pay off. I know he hasn't won, but both cars in the playoffs where Roush has been the last decade.
Right.
Super impressive. Brad's had some speed. Could have won Richmond. Like, he's had a lot of fast cars. Could have won Daytona. You got the seasoned veteran of Brad K, champion of Brad K, and a pretty competitive car going to some of these tracks. I'm more leaning on Darlington. He's super good at, and Bristol. He's pretty good at.
Definitely Darlington.
One of those tracks is you give him a fast car. I could see him winning Bristol.
Yeah.
I think they're strong enough. They're going to transfer on to the round of 12. And maybe make some waves and do something.
Oh, dude. All the way back, took it to the house.
Yeah,
kick return.
College football's back, dude.
Oh, baby. Oklahoma is not going to be that good, but watching them beat up on like Arkansas State's kind of funny. So everything you were just saying about like career season, everything's coming to this.
Career season as an owner.
I know.
For that team.
But I want to expand on that. I think you were right, but I think it's a career season, a career, for the team because of Chris Buescher. Not necessarily because of Brad K. You mentioned he still hasn't even got a win. I actually have Brad K getting knocked out in the first round. I think he's going to like DNF a couple.
Okay.
I think he's too focused.
I'm going full confident, Brad K.
No, I'm doing the opposite. I think he's so focused on the success of Chris Buescher and the team instead of him individually now that he's not focused enough.
Like, they're like, yeah, we're here too. But
Chris Buescher. He's not focused enough like when he gets in the car. And maybe this is crazy. This is just a feeling I got, man. I think that everybody is pushing Chris Buescher, which is great. They should. He's the young talent that they have. Brad K is not going to be racing for much longer. They need to be elevating Chris Buescher. So this is all good things. But because of that, I think it's actually going to kind of get in Brad's head. He's going to like DNF a couple of these. And
they're either fast. They're either going to be top 10 or they're going to be
getting caught up in something.
They're going to be 23rd.
Which is kind of what Brad's done his whole career. Like, to be honest, he loves getting caught up in stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of my, like, big surprise pick of getting knocked out early is, Brad K.
Okay.
I think he's
the first one we've went different ways on.
Yeah, I think he's gone in the very first round. I think. So, for me, it's the first round out is Brad K., Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, and Ricky Stenhouse. And
Michael and Kevin.
And that's letting Kevin move on, just pure, talent and veteran status.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see who all I got out.
You had Bubba out.
Yeah, Bubba and Ricky are out. I think Bubba and Ricky are out.
Yeah.
The moment's too big for them.
Yes.
It's kind of between Kevin and McDowell. My head says like Kevin's gonna have to do a lot of work to get out, but my heart says Kevin's gonna win the championship. But Michael McDowell, I'm super confident on.
Yeah, it's almost like
I am not confident with Ryan Blaney.
How can you shoot McDowell in the foot right now?
Like Michael Dowell edges out Blaney.
That's fair. Just flip those two.
Yeah, honestly, that's where I'm at. And
I agree with that.
I also go down a road where I want Kevin to like knock out Rattlesnake. But we'll see.
We'll get there.
Jumping up to number 8, Mr. Ross Chastain, Mr. Quiet. The second half of the season hasn't done shit since Nashville. Super weird. I love me some Ross. I love me some Trackhouse. Team Trackhouse podcast is where the fuck has Ross Chastain been? Remember how fast he was before Spring Darlington? Yeah. He was fast every week, throwing elbows, wrecking people, getting all kinds of publicity. And now Ross the reins have been pulled back. He's barely fighting for being on TV, it seems. They're either 18th or they're 5th. I don't know what to think.
Nick says Christopher Bell's getting knocked out first round, by the way. We'll get to C-Bell in a minute, but I just wanted to point that out before
we'll get there. Yeah, Ross, man, I could totally see them. Oh, there's that speed. Look, they're 3rd. Or I could totally be like, Ross Chastain didn't do shit in that first round.
Right.
If there was I'm saying if Kevin fucking shows up and gets some finishes and Ross runs irrelevant, Kevin knocks Ross out. That's just my other opinion. I don't know what to think with this team. I don't see them making round of 8, honestly.
I don't either.
They haven't done shit. They haven't showed shit.
I mean, he's what, 8th right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would literally he is at the bottom of that cutoff, you know. So he's
now. I mean, this thing's all going to change in the next couple weeks, but
right. That's so he would have to.
He's got 11 playoff points, which helps.
But here's the thing: he would have to improve pretty dramatically on how he's been running lately to stay in the round of 8. In my opinion, his trajectory is going down right now.
I don't see any momentum or confidence going in these playoffs. I know they're making cool Instagram posts, but what does that translate into? I don't know, man. Ross Chastain's a question mark for me. Going down these playoffs, I don't know what to think with them. But dude. Talking about the Ghost Man, the Pied Piper, Christopher Bell, 7th seed. I think this team is super deadly. They will either fucking wreck and be last, or they will knock off 2 wins.
Yeah.
Remember last year back against the wall? I don't know if I see that in this team this year, but they got speed. Remember Michigan got the pole, was leading, just wrecked itself. I don't know, really. I think Christopher Bell's the driver. The car's got the speed. Can they mesh as a team and get the day done? That's what I don't know.
My one stat that I keep looking at for Christopher Bell, which is something that for some reason people aren't like talking about, a stat I really like when it comes to the playoffs is top 10s. Because that shows consistency to me. Yeah. That shows you're getting top 10s. That means you're gonna keep moving on to the round after round. C-Bell, I believe, currently is 2nd behind Martin Truex Jr. for the season for most top 10s. And that's the type of thing that I'm looking at when I'm making these picks of, you might think, like Nick, you haven't heard about him in a while. He's probably not relevant. The dude's been like sneaky quiet about it, but he has been consistent and he's where he's at for a reason. I think he probably makes it to the round of 8, honestly.
I definitely see a round of 8 transfer. That's another thing is it seems like every year there's always like that surprise team. There's like the one team that you're like, whoa, I didn't think they're still in it.
Was Ryan Blaney 2.0 just faster? Ooh, which means he should be like a Final Four then. If he's Blaney 2.0
I think
faster.
They got the speed, but like, can they do it? And they're that team. They're one of those teams that could surprise you.
Yeah. I think they'll surprise a lot of people. I think people will be like, oh, he's still around. And it's like, yeah, dude, he's been quietly killing it.
Jumping up to 6th seed, Mr. Money, Young Money, Kyle Larson, the 5-car Hendricks, 2nd horse in the dogfight is
game on.
Dude, if you're sleeping on Kyle Larson, you're a jackass.
You just don't watch enough.
Fucking, I know they've kind of been up and down. Maybe they don't have 10 wins this year. Kyle Larson is that guy. Kyle Larson will shut you up. Kyle Larson will win and walk away.
Colorado TCU.
I see Kyle Larson winning one of the first 3 races.
Oh, damn. Colorado's already winning. 7-0.
Dude, TCU. Oh, my God.
Dude, let's go. Everybody's been hating on Colorado. They think Deion's a joke. And I've been like, I think he's putting together
look at that coach. That's a goddamn coach.
He's putting together a great team, dude. Yeah. I'm not saying they're going to win this necessarily, but, like, Don't stop sleeping on.
TCU.
Yeah, Kyle Larson. Once again, speaking of
Horny
don't
toes.
sleep on, I know it's Kyle Larson, and it's kind of like Logano. Like he just doesn't quite look like himself this year, but it's Kyle Larson, dude.
Kyle
If somebody
fucking
can wheel a car around a track, you can bet your ass Kyle Larson will get there. So if you have Kyle Larson out before a round of 8 at least, then you're out of your fucking mind. What we need to be discussing about Kyle Larson is Final 4 or out in round of 8.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking dog.
That's
fight.
the only question to me. Which, by the way, great lineup this year. Like
this playoffs is stacked.
for our top.
This is stacked.
The top 8 especially. I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
They're all very good.
And then that you put them in a round of 4, and winner takes all. I don't know who.
Then it's like Larson probably is your pick because he's just so damn good.
But I think Kyle Larson's a big dog here. I don't see him having any problems in the first 2 rounds. Hey, some shit happens. You have one car catch on fire and someone blow a tire. Things change dramatically in these playoffs. But I don't see that happening with them. Jumping up to 5th, RCR. The man himself, the driver of the 8, Kyle Busch. Dude, this team is a big question mark for me.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love Kyle fucking Busch and the 8 team, is God, they either win or they are like 21st. I don't know what to think with this. This team is I'm not really seeing the consistency. However, I think these tracks line up perfect for Kyle. The first round is like how many drivers are really good at all these first round tracks. But he's won at all of them. He's really good at all of them. The 8 car's got speed. And Bristol, Mr. Bristol, Kyle Busch. I don't really see the top 8 having any problem with the first round besides Rattlesnake.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it'll take some huge woes for these guys. I think it's more of these guys are going to battle.
Yes.
But Kyle Busch, it's a great time to get some stage points, great time to rack up some points for the following rounds coming up. Final 8, yes. Final 4, I don't know. It's a big maybe. I think he can do it, but they're really going to have to just have good days. They're really good at being like, I don't know what the fuck, and fucking up or wrecking. The 8 car's a mystery, big question mark for me, but it's Kyle fucking Busch. And compared to last year, he's having a fucking great season.
Yeah, I gotta disagree a little bit here. I have him as a lock in the Final 4. Yeah, I love Kyle Busch this season. You say he's been inconsistent, but he's number 3 in top 10s for the season. Okay. So the dude is putting up numbers, not just wins, but like stage points as well. Yeah, he does have some races where he fucks up, but usually he'll come back and do really well. Like I can see him getting a win and like a couple wins throughout this playoffs period because I think he's gonna go hot, dude. I think it's like his redemption season at RCR.
I'm looking at the playoffs of the top 10. I feel like this is your top 10 in every race every week.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But like this top 10 is like awesome. I'm really stoked about all these drivers because they can all do it. That's the thing. I'm not surprised. It's going to
be literally who doesn't fuck up.
Anybody in that top 10, I would not be surprised if they win a championship. I'd be like, well, they had a great season. Like, of course they won a championship. Yeah.
I totally see what you're saying. I could see it happening too. I also think the 8 will be a threat for the Final 4. Jumping up to Mr. fucking Starshine. I don't know what you want to call him. He has been in front of the camera a lot lately.
So hot right now.
4 seats, so hot. 17, a Christopher Buescher, the man, the Texan. He is so hot right now. The most momentum of any team. Everybody's talking about him. The 17 RFK team is a huge threat here. I don't know why everybody's acting like he's not here, but he's here. They power tripped their way into the playoffs. Not only were they going to make it on points, now they've locked up 3 wins and are 4th seeded. Who would have thunk this a year ago?
Did you read Dakota?
And this Florida 100 version of Josh Williams. No, Josh Williams wishes he was me. But dude, Christopher Buescher, where did he come from? That's what I'm thinking is at the beginning of the year, if I told you like, oh yeah, Chris Buescher's going to have, or RFK is going to have 3 wins this season and be 4th seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, you'd say, oh, Brad.
Yeah, Brad. Yeah. Brad finally
You'd be like, oh, Brad went off. That's good.
Yeah. Yep. So Chris Buescher is here. He's establishing himself as a big dog at the table, and I'm loving it. I'm loving me some Chris Buescher. I think he's the underdog in this whole story. I think it's going to be a battle to get in that top 4. But if he made the Final 4, I'd totally be like, good job. What if he went to Phoenix? There's some trouble, and Chris Buescher's a champion. How
Yeah.
nuts would that be? There's a Cinderella story there, and I'm here for it. Team Chris.
First of all, Colorado just picked off TCU in the end zone. Ooh, this game's getting good. But more importantly, look, you can't like pick against Busher right now because it's like you don't stop picking the person on the hot streak, and he
Yeah.
literally is the definition of a hot streak. He's won 3 of the last 5 races. That's nuts. I think he got 7th and 11th. Those are the other 2. Just nuts. Like I'm not picking against this dude anytime soon. That being said, Final 4. If I'm looking at this list of top 10 drivers, I mean, I'm not trying to say like least talented, maybe like maybe more so than like Ross and Bell, but his name doesn't fit up there with the top 4. Is that, if that sounds,
It's weird. It's,
you know what I mean?
Pro Chris as we are, it's like, oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I would love it to happen. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer.
A Final 4 is a huge win for them.
I'd love to be wrong
if they made it.
Yeah, I'd love to be wrong and he makes it. Look, I'm giving him around 8 because I'm not
sure.
picking against somebody that's been killing it that much.
Daggett
He's
and
in
Roval
4th.
in the second round.
Yeah, like I think he's round 8 for sure. Just Final 4 for me is a bit of a stretch because all this is still so new. It's almost like that Ross season where we're all like, I don't know how much confidence I have yet because he's still kind of new at doing this. I don't see him quite making the Final 4, but I think even a round of 8 is a very, very incredible season for them, and I hope that he makes it to the Final 4. I hope
agree.
I'm wrong.
I agree. Jumping up to Pimp Daddy himself, Denny Hamlin, the 3rd seed.
Newsflash.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin is, dude. I don't know why everybody hates Hamlin. I'm pro Hamlin. I love me some Denny, and it's just so easy to be like, yeah, he'll make Final 4, but who cares? He won't win it. I'm just kind of waiting for that moment to where he shuts all that up. And also, I could totally see Denny going championship lists his whole career. I don't know. That team is super consistent. That team is always in the top 5. That team is always winning stages, and that's what gets you to the Final 4. I don't see Denny going anywhere. I see this as just do what you do and cruise to Phoenix. I think Denny's a Final 4 lock.
I agree with that. Yeah, 100% I agree with that. Final 4 lock. Do what you got to do. Cruise to Phoenix. Everything you just said, I agree with. Other than I don't know why people don't. I mean, he gets on my blast nerve sometimes. The newsflash thing about, I remember listening to that episode.
Okay, that gets
about
annoying.
Chase Elliott and him going newsflash. Oh, I want to punch him through the microphone. Like that pissed me off because anybody that's watching the races could tell even at that time, hey, we're talking about 2 different Chase Elliott's, dude. You're talking about 2022, 2021 Chase Elliott. We're talking about 2023 Chase Elliott, man.
Yeah.
He's a different driver.
DUI Chase Elliott.
All this, I'm talking all this mad shit. But yeah, he's going to cruise to Final 4, dude. He's so talented.
Yeah, that team's just strong.
If you want my opinion about the championship thing, I'll say no shot. He is going to the Final 4, but he does, in my opinion,
always show up to the championship with like a mid car.
Yeah. He's just shown me that enough that I can't think otherwise. It's all I've seen from him. So he'll make it like he always does, but I don't think he's going to get it done.
Going to number 2 seed, I guess tied for 1st seed is dude, I don't know how you even doubt this team. I think they could win the first 3 races of the first round. Martin Truex Jr. in 19, so strong, so dominant. This car's fast at every track we go to. It seems like him and James Small finally figured out what the hell they were doing. Last year, winless, misses the playoffs. Championship leader wins the regular season.
Yeah.
Wins the regular season championship. We're not even mentioning yet. This team's got the biggest bark right now of like, this is our championship to lose, I think. Martin Truex, I think, cruises to Phoenix unless something abysmal happens and like some crazy luck or some bad races, gets in some wrecks, maybe trying to lap some lap cars, maybe. I don't know how Martin Truex doesn't make it to Phoenix, but I think that team's so hot. I seriously think the top 3 is a lock for the Final 4.
Yeah, I agree about the top 3 being a lock. I mean, I think the 1 and 2, the 2 guys we're talking about right now, this is what everyone's going to talk about, who's winning the championship, because they just clearly throughout the regular season have been the 2 best drivers. We're talking about how consistent Denny's been, how hot Chris Buescher's been, up and down talent from Kyle Busch. But at the end of the day, we're talking about 2 drivers, at least for the regular season. And it's these 2 guys, William Byron and Martin Truex Jr. Because they just literally have been like the 2 best without a doubt. Nobody's arguing that. So when we're talking about championship, everyone's going to be talking about those two, and obviously Chase Elliott because he belongs in the conversation.
That which we do not.
So yeah, Martin Truex Jr., at this point, picking against him is going against the odds. He is going to be the favorite. And something that I don't think is being discussed enough, I mean, I kind of forgot about it, which you just brought up, is the difference between this and last season. I forgot about how bad that was.
Yeah. Well, he had a great season. They just never got it done.
Right.
He almost won like 8 races.
That's true. But he didn't get, and I forget that he didn't get a win. It's nuts because
winless last year.
Because seeing this out of him is what's expected.
Yeah.
This is what I've seen out of him for the past 6 years, longer.
It's almost reminded me of the championship he won in 2017, where they were just strong as shit.
That's a good point.
Won a bunch of races, kicked ass every week.
If you want to be safe, put money on Martin Truex Jr. to win this, because that's another great point. It is very similar to the year that he won it. So yeah, picking against him right now would be, kind of reckless.
Yeah. Talking about reckless, fucking William Byron, your first seed, tied for the lead with Truex. William fucking Byron, Mr. Kendall William Byron has arrived. It took a couple years, the 24 thing, la-di-da. I think William Byron has established himself as a top dog so fast. That team, even on bad days, is good at capitalizing, getting back on lead laps, correcting mistakes, just always plugging up a good finish if they aren't winning. And if he's not winning, he's like second or third. This team's fast every week. They're not just running 14th. They're fast everywhere they go. I totally see that William Byron cruising to Phoenix, winner of the spring race at Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Will they have that speed? I know some misfortune happened, so he could win that race, but they were up there to win it. I think all these.
Who won the spring race last year?
Last year?
Last year, it's spring race.
Martin Truex Jr.? No, not Martin Truex.
No.
Jeez, good one. Denny or somebody?
I was just gonna say Denny. I don't know why I was thinking Denny.
I'll look it up.
All right, you look it up. I'll talk.
I'll
talk about Willie P. You were talking about he's finally cemented his name. I think if he makes it to the Final Four, which I mean, it'd be crazy not to think he will. But if he makes it to the Final Four this year, even without winning a championship, he's definitely cemented his name as a contender kind of moving forward. It was like when Chase Elliott.
Briscoe. Remember that? Crazy weird win?
That's right.
People forget about that because people forget about Chase Briscoe.
It's a great point, dude. We thought it was Denny Hamlin. Didn't Denny got second?
What, that same race?
Oh, no. It doesn't matter. Whatever. So anyway. William Byron, if he's in the Final Four this year, even without a championship, he's cemented his name as a championship contender moving forward just kind of every year. Like I said, like what happened with Chase Elliott. This is the season. William Byron's come and gone. We always talk about it, when is he going to step up and be the guy? This season has proven it clearly that he can step up and be that guy for the best team in NASCAR, which is wild. So betting against him or Truex to not win the championship would be kind of wild at this point.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump in our Final Four predictions and championship predictions, I guess.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Who's your Final Four?
My Final Four.
And then you do Final Four first, and then I'll do Final Four, and then I'll do my championship pick, and then you can do your championship pick.
Ooh. I feel like my Final Four and your Final Four are going to be the exact same.
Oh, really? Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, it'll be hard. Yeah. I think my Final Four is going to clearly be William Byron, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin. I think they are just too hard to beat.
Yep.
The battle's going to be for that 4th spot, and out of the tracks we're going to go to. Well, here's another thing. Well,
okay.
Fucking.
Are you arguing with yourself internally right now?
So we're going to Homestead in the 3rd round.
So you want to put Larson in there?
So I'm almost like, Larson wins that. He goes the.
I have a counter argument. Is that the Larson Homestead thing's overhyped?
Well, he finally got his first win there.
Finally did. So, I think it's a little overhyped, dude.
And you know who was the other fastest car? Truex.
And he had one win there in his best season. Yeah. I mean, I think we need to calm down about the Homestead thing. Yeah. Until he has at least 2 wins there, I'm just not buying it.
All right, just to be a contrarian and not have the same Final Four as you. Oh shit, practice is on.
Okay, hurry up, man. What do you got?
I'm going to go William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson.
That's exactly what Nick just did. You
Is he?
poser.
Oh, I didn't even read it.
You poser.
That's what I'm gonna go with, just because I just thought about the final round and Texas. No, Texas. They took Texas out.
Yeah,
Did they Texas in there?
He said Red Dog could win Homestead as
Yeah.
well. Except he
No,
won't.
Texas in the next round.
Except I don't think
Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville.
I don't think Red Dog's still gonna be there though. That's the only thing. Like,
He's not even gonna be in round
he
8?
can. Yeah, like sure he could win that, but I just don't think he'll.
Guess who's fastest in the first round of practice?
Who?
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I think it just started though.
Shit.
It's like everybody's just rolling out.
Right after we were all like, he's out.
Yeah.
Okay, my final 4 is almost the exact same, except as I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna throw Kyle Busch in there. He's a lock for me in the final 4. So swap Larson and Kyle Busch. Larson, still love him. I'm a big fan of Larson's just because of his dirt career, but it's just not his year. It's
Now Christopher Bell's fastest in practice. Michael McDowell's second.
Okay.
Oh my God. Folks. All right, I agree with that. Who's your champion?
My champion. I picked the right one last year. Kyle Busch. He's winning 2023.
Really?
Kyle Busch is winning it, dude. He is on his revenge tour.
I would love it. I would be so
getting
happy.
a championship with Kyle Busch in his very
I'd
first
be
year.
so fucking stoked. I've been pro 8 car all year. I
Mhm.
hope he wins it. Yeah, I just really
It's gonna be
hate
the first RCR championship.
I mean,
94.
I
There
hate
you
to
go.
just be like, well, duh, he's gonna win it, because this team's also good at like not getting it done. I'm gonna go with the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. I think I've picked him like every year.
I was dude. I was like, I think you picked him last.
I
night.
pick him like every year because I want him to get it done, and I don't want to sit here and just be like William Byron or Martin Truex gonna win it.
I know.
Martin Truex gonna be hard to bet against, but I'm pulling for Denny Hamlin.
It's boring if we pick those two.
I'm
guys.
pulling
Like,
for
let's
Denny
be
Hamlin
honest.
to like, let's get it done, baby. I think it'd be a sick party. It'd be cool. That's my championship pick, and I guess we can go ahead and pick some race. Southern 500, dude. We're going Southern 500. Been doing this a couple years in a row now.
Dude, we didn't even
Love
rate
the Lady
Daytona.
Buck.
We didn't even talk.
No, we
about
didn't.
Daytona.
We talked about it a little bit, and I was gonna be like, oh yeah, we need to rate Daytona real quick.
Oh my god, it was one of my favorite races. Like,
Southern 500
ugh.
is here. We're gonna be there tomorrow. We're gonna post a bunch of stuff. If you see us, say hey, drink a beer with us. Man, we can get in some race picks. We can rate Daytona real quick, and then we'll just go ahead and pick our winners and move on and go watch some practice.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm pulling up my race ratings and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and write these down when I get home.
This is Watkins Glen,
I already know what I want to rate it.
and then you did the Watkins Glen episode. That's right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Yeah,
We're just gonna
what
throw
do-
in
what
some
do you
Daytona picks, and I'm gonna give Daytona a 9.2.
Okay.
Shooting high. That might be one of my highest of the year, to be honest.
Okay.
I love Daytona. I thought it was a great classic Daytona. The best next gen super speedway race we've seen so far. It felt like a good old super speedway race, not some what the hell are we watching race. Was super excited, so happy about everything that happened. We got to see a car go in the air. I know it's frowned upon, but I think it's badass when we see that.
Yep.
So everything was cool.
Okay.
It was a good race.
I'm not surprised that we had very similar ratings. Once again, I had mine down, and it was 9.3.
Oh,
So just a little bit higher. What that means is it was just underneath, I think it was Kansas as my favorite race of the year. Yes. And then just above the Coke 600. That's where it lies as number 2. It knocked out, I think, Nashville as my top 5. Yeah. Knocked Nashville down to 6. So,
okay. I loved it. I thought it was a great race.
I loved that race so much, dude. Oh my God. I'm bummed that we didn't really get to talk about it much. I wish we would have done an earlier week episode because we would have had a lot to say about it. I did talk about it a lot in the Belly Up Sports NASCAR podcast, so everybody can go check that out. We just did that on Tuesday. If you want to hear me kind of break down that race, because boy, I loved it. And I was talking to some people that didn't love it, which I was really surprised by. I thought it was universally loved by everybody. I thought the whole NASCAR kind of community was like, wow, this race was incredible. More of this, please. But yeah, some of the guys I was talking to were like,
Yeah, loved the race. It was great. Daytona, yeah, I think it's kind of finally starting to set in that, like, hey, the season finale, this is what it is. It's Daytona. July's the past. 8-1. Yeah, Nick is drunk already.
Whoa.
Going into our underdog pick for the Southern 500. Kind of hard to see when I'm only looking at the first practice here, but
I know I haven't looked at anything.
I'm gonna go with a guy that won this race last year and is awesome here at Darlington. Eric Jones in the 43 car, their relevant legacy team. He's always just kind of there at this race. He's good at scrapping by. He's good at kind of just being there. He's won this race twice in 2 different teams. If I had to pick underdog, top underdog's going to be Eric Jones.
Okay, so what's the underdog moving forward now? Is it anybody outside of the current playoffs?
Yeah, I think and hasn't won this year.
Hasn't won? Well, yeah, duh. Can I see the list of guys outside the playoffs real quick?
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Well, that's the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down. I got it.
Okay.
You know what?
Just do it.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Austin
He's
Dillon.
good here.
Yeah, Austin Dillon. I like how you just knew that's where.
I saw you do this.
I was like, I really want to watch him win. I would love to be there when
you know who would have been a good underdog pick? Chase Elliott.
Oh.
Chase Elliott meets the underdog criteria. Oh man, I don't know why we didn't think of that.
I want to pick somebody that has a shot.
Yeah. I'm gonna ride this train for the next 10 weeks.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot of fun.
But going for lock of the week, I think. Oh God, who do I want to pick to win? I hate to just sitting here picking fast guys. It feels like a cheap shot, don't it? You know what? No, I'm not picking him because then he won't win. I'm gonna go with Martin Truex Jr. He's so fucking fast here all the damn time. It seems like it's gonna take a mechanical failure to beat that team. Almost won it last year before his mechanical failure. He's got a Southern 500 win. He's always up front if he's not clearing himself on Chase Elliott's nose. I think 19 is going to be the car to beat.
Yeah, I agree. I'm pretty sure. I was looking at Vegas odds like earlier in the week, and they had him like as the clear favorite, which they should. I'm going to go Denny Hamlin. Because I think he likes
so faster,
and I think he likes to lock wins in like ASAP. First guy, he puts in all his effort, locks in a win, and then just kind of relaxes and cruises to the next round. And that's what Denny likes to do. So I think he's going to come out really hot, really hard, get a win here, secure a spot, and just kind of silently wait until the next round.
I totally see that happening. Oh, man. Another episode. Practice is starting. Football's on. We're about to have a hell of a day. Need to go ahead and get my liver prepared. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for today. We're going to go hang out in the pool, watch football all day. Tomorrow, we got the race at Darlington, one of the best tracks in NASCAR. And then the next day is my birthday. So I'm just going to be
happy
chilling.
Birthday.
Labor Day, nobody working.
You piece of shit.
You piece of shit.
Damn it, dude. It's going to be a fun weekend. We're going to the race tomorrow. It's going to be lit on our own accord. And we're going to be rocking at the track our Yeats official shades. Discount code Chairgatin at shipping. And you look this badass on race day.
Specials.
Hey, you look just as cool as Dalton Good on Fox. But yeah, man, let's get this thing going. Thanks for watching and thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you at a race near you.
And go Cougs.
Go Dogs. Dog country.